Hi, this is Chris from C Sports with a preview of the Western Conference play-in round series between the Winnipeg Jets and Calgary Flames. This all-Canadian matchup between two offensively talented teams should be an exciting series. The Flames boast a skilled group of forwards led by Matthew Tkachuk, Johnny Gaudreau, Elias Lindholm, and Sean Monahan. Not to be outdone, the Jets can turn to an elite group of scorers as well, headed by Mark Scheifele, Patrick Laine, Blake Wheeler, and Kyle Connor. The Flames recorded 79 points during the regular season, good for fourth position in the Pacific and the number 8 seed in the Western Conference. Calgary's main decision is whether to go with Cam Talbot or David Rittich as their starting goaltender. However, another issue is the Flames' scoring. They were 20th in the league with 2.91 goals per game, better than only 4 of the other 23 postseason teams. But in the last 15 games of the regular season, the Flames averaged over 4 goals per game. Gaudreau had 18 points in 18 games to end the season, while Tkachuk chipped in with 20 points. The Flames may have been turning the corner offensively, and that type of ability needs to continue against the Jets. If Calgary finished in the wild card, they would have drawn a division champion, while finishing third in the Pacific would have meant a likely matchup against Edmonton. Instead, they draw the Jets, who are not the Blues, Golden Knights, or Oilers, but will nonetheless be a tough opponent. The Jets are the number 9 seed in the Western Conference, following an 80-point season, good for 5th in the Central Division. When play was suspended, Winnipeg had about a 40% chance of making the postseason despite being on the wild card bubble. The return-to-play format gets the Jets into a postseason series against an erratic and sometimes inconsistent Calgary team. Offensively, Matthew Tkachuk was the Flames' most consistent producer. He had a team-high 61 points, including 23 goals and 38 assists in 69 matches. Johnny Gaudreau was second, along with Elias Lindholm were the only other Flames to surpass 50 points. Michael Backlund heated up following the coaching change with 13 goals and 36 points over 43 contests. That put him among the team's top point generators during that span. It was a tough season for Sean Monahan, but he ranked second on the team with 16 markers under Coach Ward. Monahan entered the break with 22 goals and 48 points in 70 appearances. Kyle Connor, with 38 goals and 35 assists, along with Mark Scheifele's 29 goals and 44 assists, were co-leaders of the Winnipeg Jets with 73 points apiece. Blake Wheeler, who logged some time at center ice during the course of the season when injuries piled up, accounted for 65 points. Patrick Laine with 28 goals and Nikolai Ehlers with 25 goals were back on track after down years in 2018 and 19. This is a talented group of Winnipeg forwards. Defensively, Calgary won't have the services of Travis Hamonic. He was second on the team in average ice time per game and first on the Flames in shorthanded time on ice per games played. Calgary will lean on blue liners Mark Giordano, Noah Hanifin, and TJ Brodie. Rasmus Andersson is a likely person to step in Hamonic's absence. Trade deadline acquisition Erik Gustafsson had 3 assists in 7 outings with the Flames after he was acquired from Chicago. He has some power play upside and stands a good chance of seizing a top 6 spot on the defensive group. For the Jets, as the season progressed, they did improve statistically. Dylan DeMilo, who partnered with Josh Morrissey on the team's top pairing, followed by Dmitry Kulikov and Neil Pionk, who had a strong season. Overall, there is not an elite minute-grinding go-to defenseman among this group, although Morrissey continues to show steady improvement in his overall game. When it comes to goaltending, there isn't as much stability or clarity in the crease when it comes to Calgary. David Rittich and Cam Talbot will compete at camp to see who will get the nod in Game 1 versus Winnipeg. Talbot was starting to separate himself from Rittich early in 2020. In 14 games played, he posted a 9-3-1 record with a .923 save percentage and 2 shutouts during that stretch. Rittich had a mark of 7-7-1 with a save percentage of .895 over that span. Talbot has some playoff success with Edmonton back in 2016 and 17 when he went 7-6 with a 2.48 goals against average and a .924 save percentage. For the Jets, goalie Connor Hellebuyck, a finalist to win the Vezina Trophy, excelled behind a defense that lost 4 of its top players from last season. Winnipeg ranks second in the league at scoring chances against at 5-on-5. Also, the team surrendered the most high-danger scoring chances against, also at 5-5. Hellebuyck deserves plenty of credit for stopping the amount of quality chances that the Jets gave up in front of him. Looking at special teams, neither team has a pronounced advantage when it comes to the power play. Winnipeg enjoyed a success rate of 20.5%, while Calgary was slightly better at 21.2%. There was greater discrepancy when it came to penalty killing. The Jets were 22nd in the league at 77.6%, and the Flames were 8th at 82.1%. Give a slight special teams edge to the Flames. In terms of an X factor for each team, if we look at Calgary, keep an eye on Andrew Mangiapane, who had a breakout season with 17 goals and 32 points in 68 outings. He worked well with Tkachuk and Backlund and had 15 points in 18 games before the pause. If he can continue his solid play, he would give the Flames an additional offensive threat against the Jets. For Winnipeg, defenseman Pionk had a personal best 45 points in 71 games. He was excellent on the power play and contributed with over 177 shots and a plus-minus rating of +10. Pionk has been a solid addition for the Jets and will be counted on to play a key role against Calgary. Now it comes time for a fearless prediction. At 5-on-5, the Flames were 20th in the NHL in producing goals, while the Jets were inside the top 10 at preventing them. Obviously, if that holds true, it's a problem for a Flames team whose output doesn't seem to line up with its ample talent. Winnipeg has a clear advantage in goal with Hellebuyck. Both teams are close in terms of offensive ability. However, the Jets have, in my opinion, a better overall arsenal of possible game breakers in Laine, Connor, and Scheifele. My prediction is the Winnipeg Jets in 5 games. Who do you think will win this series? Feel free to share your comments and predictions. Thanks for listening, and remember, subscribe to C Sports to be notified to see more videos just like this.